Hello everybody and welcome to the Midwestern State Student Panel. We're here to talk a little bit about the university itself, about the city, and just about the students, who they are, why they're here. So we'll go ahead and start off with the students yourself. Go ahead and introduce yourself, give your name, your major, and your hometown.
My name is Madison Scoggin. I'm currently a senior composite science major with a minor in biology, and I am from Prosper, Texas.
My name is Carrie Bell. I'm a junior management major, and I'm from Plano, Texas.
My name is Kennedy Campbell. I am a senior computer science major from Raleigh, Texas.
So one of the biggest parts of your life probably is picking which college to go to. So we'll start right here with you, Madison. Why did you choose Midwestern State?
I chose MSU because I wanted a school that was far enough away from home to where I could be myself and be successful in my school, but also if I needed to go home, I could go home easily and not be a far distance away. I also wanted a school that had a big campus feel, but still a small campus environment to where I'm not having to walk, miles and miles to get to my classes. And MSU had all of those things, and it was just a perfect fit for me.
For me, it was more about affordability, since I've always had lavish dreams about this big campus and all of that. That cost way too much, more than I could afford. So definitely affordability is the main thing for me. Also being close to home, but just far enough to where no one can just pop up on me without having to notify me first. As far as size goes, it really wasn't that big of a deal for me because I came from a big high school. My high school is about the same size as this college, quite honestly, so I was very prepared for this environment.
I mean, I guess I'm just gonna ditto that. 'Cause honestly, that's basically it. Because I don't know, the campus is really, really pretty. Like, especially when it rains and you get that like dark gray color up against the brick. It's really, really pretty. So I mean, yeah, but it is a nice distance from home. I can still just spontaneously go home on a weekend, but my mom doesn't like making that drive, so she's not just gonna randomly appear here.
Basically.
So you talked a little bit about how you think the campus looks pretty and such. So what do you like most about Midwestern State now that you're here?
Oh gosh, okay. What do I like most? I don't know, I guess all of the organizations and people on campus in general. It's a small enough campus that you know almost everybody. And you may not know a specific person, like you may not know them personally, but you can definitely be like, oh, you're so-and-so's cousin's girlfriend's like best friend. Yeah, I know who you are, kind of thing. So it's definitely, you may not know everybody, but you know everybody through somebody.
Yeah.
So it's really nice. It's like a little small town. We're our own town within a town.
For me, my favorite thing at this current time is the whole look and feel of the campus, especially with the new scenery around, like the whole green space and all of that. They've really taken a big step in making this campus really, really pretty. I mean, I was already amazed by the fountain because I like water and stuff. But then when they added the flowers and then the big green space, I was just like, okay, all right, this is photo worthy. Let me get my camera ready. I'm ready to take pictures. So yeah, definitely the look and the feel of the campus is very homey feeling. It's not really like you come here and you're just overwhelmed with college. Like you can kind of chill out a little bit. So yeah.
I think that my favorite thing about Midwestern is the fact that it's given me the opportunity to kind of be myself and branch out. Definitely in high school, my mom was the principal in my town, so I was not sheltered, but I had to act a certain way because she found out everything. And being here, I was able to become my own person, and I wasn't just my mom's daughter or something. I'm Madison. I'm my own person. I'm able to make my mark on campus and do things that I didn't think that I would be able to. I've been able to go out of my comfort zone, and I think Midwestern has allowed me to do those kinds of things.
I agree with you on that one because my mom's a principal back at my old school, so it's being able to come here and get away from that. I don't have to act as if I'm protecting someone. Like you kind of got to act like, oh, I better not do this
like an
because
image too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So moving kind of along the same path as that one, what do you feel makes Midwestern a unique campus compared to any other campus across the country?
Well, one for instance, we are the only public liberal arts school in the state of Texas. I don't know if they don't know what that is, it's basically when you graduate, Midwestern wants you to have a diverse and a more well-rounded education. If you're a nursing major, you're going to have to take, obviously your basics, like your government, we're going to make you take a speech, and you have to take a fine arts credit, whether that be in theater, music appreciation, art appreciation, theater, any of those. So whenever you graduate, you're not just, oh, I know everything about nursing, I can have a relationship and a connection with someone who is a theater major, It gives you kind of a step ahead of someone else. So I definitely think that's one thing that is unique about Midwestern because, like I said, we are the only public liberal arts school in the state of Texas.
Now, I kind of agree with Madison just because, everyone has their degree plans basically online. And when you compare it, it's just like, okay, yeah, you have to take your university core, but a lot of people aren't required to take those appreciation classes. You don't have to take so many history classes, or you don't have to take the cultural and global understanding credits.
Mm-hmm.
We have to do that, and sometimes it may seem kind of hard because that's not your major, that's not really your focus. But once you leave here, you can that's something that stands out on a resume or when you're interviewing. I know about this. I don't just, for me, I don't just know about management. I know English. I know, right now I'm taking Intro to Mass Comm. I know about Mass Comm. I know about a little bit of everything. So that would help me be able to, seem somewhat a little bit better to an employer than someone who's just oh, I just know about management. This is all I know. But since I know a little bit of everything, that helps me be more prepared for situations that can be thrown my way.
I'm going to bounce off of that and say, basically, it does help you be more prepared, but it also gives you that edge on there's communication skills that you're going to need because, if you get to a business meeting kind of thing and you have to present something, if you've taken a speech class, it's going to help you better communicate what it is that you're presenting versus standing there going, this picture right here. So it definitely does give you that edge where you're I can communicate what it is efficiently kind of thing.
So it's good preparing you. Obviously, you have your degree plan, which prepares you for everything in your career, but it also helps you prepare for everything you don't think about in your career, like having to give presentations and give speeches and stuff that business classes don't teach you how to give a speech, So you earlier talked a little bit about on-campus organizations. What organizations are you part of? How are you involved on campus?
You should not have started. Okay, so I am currently the cinema chair for the University Programming Board. So basically, University Programming Board does all of the fun events that happen on campus. It's always free. It's just sort of a way for students to, take a break from all the school and stress of school and, get to go hang out, go see a comedian, go see a magician, go get your face drawn into one of these weird little crystal things.
Yeah,
why not? Or just go watch a movie on campus. And so it's definitely really fun. So that, and I also work for admissions as an A-team member, so all of the campus tours that are done on campus come through us, and it's really, really fun. So, yeah.
I'll have to bounce off of her. No, but I'm the late night weekend chair for UPB. So basically, I have all the events from Friday through Sunday, excuse me, and then late night consists from 9 p.m. or later. Sometimes 8, we can get a little wiggle room. I'm also a Pretty Scholar, that's new to the campus. Basically, that's for first generation students. So basically, they want us to be involved on campus. So we have to log our hours every week, but then they also basically cover everything, which is great. But with Pretty Scholars, it's not only just being the first generation student in your family, but it's just I went to college, but I gained something from it. I wasn't just going to class and not doing anything. So they want you to be involved and out on campus, out in your community, volunteering and all of that. So they really focus on, yes, I was the first one to graduate in my family, but I graduated and I did something. So, and then I also work with 18. This is my 3rd semester. Yeah, my 3rd semester, so I guess I've been working here for a whole year now. So yeah, at 18, and I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I think that's it, yeah.
I am also a part of A-Team Admissions. I've been there for 2 years now. I am a student assistant. I used to be a tour guide. I just do like VIP tours now, so if you're a very
Fancy.
important person,
Fancy.
you know. But I get to kind of see the backside of admissions and get to schedule all the tours and help plan rally, which we have coming up this weekend, and then just all of our big events that we have, this job has definitely helped me with my future career of wanting to be a teacher, just planning events and, you know, getting people's calendars and everything straight, which is really helpful. I'm also a part of a sorority on campus, Chi Omega, where I've held multiple positions in that sorority, and yeah, I mean, it's just awesome. Go Greek.
So as a part of the A-Team, y'all have the rally this weekend. Are y'all
Yes.
excited for that? What is that actually?
Mustang Rally is it's our largest event we have on campus for admissions. We have it twice a year, once in the fall and once in the spring. It's basically a chance for prospective students, whether they are going to be incoming freshmen or transfer students, to come in and check out the campus on a more in-depth perspective. You will get to have a campus tour. You will get to speak to current professors and staff and current students. Also, you get to meet with your department that you're interested in. So whether that be nursing, pre-med, education, anything, you'll get to meet with those professors. You will get to talk to different organizations on campus. You get free food. I mean, it's just an awesome opportunity for students to be able to, if they really want to, come and, go to Midwestern, come to this event, and get to see what Midwestern's really all about.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Do any of y'all live on campus right now?
Yeah.
Everybody lives on campus.
I don't know.
Well, I live in Sunwatcher,
I
so.
live in Sundance.
Yeah.
So
Close enough. How is it living on campus?
honestly, I like it. It's good because you can. I don't know. I feel like yes, living on campus is great. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I feel like you miss more living on campus. Living on campus, you sort of always know what's going on because you're always here. So even if you don't see the flyer or you don't see something about it, you may see some people going to said event. And you're like, oh, why is everybody walking? And you kind of follow along, kind of thing. So I definitely love living on campus. Plus, it's close, and it means I can wait till like 10 minutes before my class starts and then wake up and go to class. So. I'm that person, don't judge me.
No, that's definitely the thing I miss the most about living on campus. I lived off campus for 2 years, but when I lived on campus, I absolutely loved it. Being able to see everything in the Clark Student Center, always knowing what's going about, always being able to, go to class right before.
Yeah.
But
That's fine.
living on campus was great.
Like, I don't condone that. You shouldn't do it. But like,
Shouldn't
if
do
it
that
happens,
late.
If you wake up
if
late.
you wake up late, it only takes 10 minutes to get from point A to point B, and you'll make it.
And also, I feel like with living on campus, you have to kind of transition as you grow. Like, when you first get here, you only get like a set amount of dorms you can live in. And so then that requires you to like meet people, get to know people. Like, I lived in Killingsworth, and the girls that I met in Killingsworth, I'm still friends with them and I see them every day.
Mhm.
So, and then after that, like, once you become a junior, you can move into the apartments. So then when you move into the apartments, it gives you like a small sense of independence because you do, yeah. It's just like an easier transition because you do have to like clean up after yourself. You can still have a meal plan in the apartments, but I was like, okay, I'll have a meal plan, I'll eat, but now I'd rather just cook for myself.
Exactly.
So I'm learning new recipes and learning how to cook without recipes. So I'm getting there.
Go make me some food.
I know.
That's
I
what
just
I
made
hear.
enchiladas, so anyways, so then like once you like can gradually grow up, when it's really time for you to live on your own and all that, you're kind of prepared because now I really have to feed myself. There's not a meal plan anymore. So definitely gives you a little sense of independence and making your own rules and your own kind of schedule. I clean on Fridays, so
I clean on Saturdays.
So also living on campus for me personally, like y'all were saying, helps you get involved with different events and stuff. We just finished up homecoming, which was a total blast, by the way. Thank you. You helped with homecoming, correct?
It was intense.
Yeah, we were on the committee.
Yeah.
I cried.
Yeah.
I wasn't, but.
But you know, it was fun.
It was great. I had an amazing time. That's one of the biggest traditions we have. But what is your particular favorite tradition in Midwestern State?
I mean, it deals with homecoming, but we have an event called the Cardboard Boat Race, and it's my favorite event. I love it. Personally, I never have actually gotten into the boat because I don't want to.
You don't do lake water.
I don't like lake water, and not saying that I don't trust my boat. I'm just saying like I would rather not. I would rather not.
No trust
sink,
in the
but,
team.
Yeah, but it's so cool. I mean, people have definitely gotten better. The engineering students won this year. No surprise, but they do win every year. It used to be which boat would stay afloat the longest, but now people actually make it across and back and win. And it's so cool to see people do that. But I mean, that's definitely my favorite tradition.
My favorite is Thursday night of homecoming. That's always my favorite. That's the bonfire.
Yes.
You have the torchlight parade. You have the lip sync finals. Then you have Mustang Madness. That's my favorite night of the year. I don't care what anyone says about it. I don't care. Okay, this year was the first year that the fire actually made my face want to melt.
It was really windy.
Yeah, so if you look at my Facebook or something from the past 2 years, I'm this close to it. So this year I couldn't do that. But definitely that's my favorite night of the year. That's the night you really have just the most fun on campus. It's very
It's lit.
live.
It's
Yeah, it's
lit.
lit. Literally, literally, it's lit. I love it. I love seeing the competitions between the lip sync groups, but then I like the whole little marching to the bonfire, and then and the shirts, we burn up other school shirts. That's a thing. That's really great. It's really funny to me. We're that petty, but it's fine. So yeah, definitely Thursday night of homecoming is
Bonfire is really fun. It was really hot this year.
yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I think it's because of the humidity and the wind.
I don't know. I took several pictures, and most of them are me going like this because I was like, it's too hot. I can't look.
The first year for me, it got that hot.
Honestly, yeah, I love homecoming week. Don't get me wrong, but Finals Frenzy is my all-time favorite thing. Because I don't know, so Finals Frenzy is basically an event that we do at the end of the end of every semester, and so it's just it's right before finals, so it's a chance for students to come hang out, de-stress before you spend 3 nights not sleeping while you study for finals. So I mean, it's probably my favorite night because there's lots of free stuff, and free is my favorite word. And it's also just really, really fun because it's your last hurrah before you finish out the semester. So.
And you get to play with puppies.
I was about to say.
That's
who doesn't
my
love puppies?
favorite
The
thing.
puppies are my favorite part, yeah.
That's my excuse. I'll tell my dad. He'll call me. He's like, "Oh, are we in the library? How's studying going?" I was like, "I'm actually playing with dogs right now, but
I'm still in the library.
I'm still in the library."
That counts.
Around the
Yeah.
But yeah, Finals Frenzy is my favorite.
So as you're getting closer to finals and just really throughout the entire semester, obviously you got to be studying, but having a good relationship with your professor definitely helps with that. If you can communicate with them, if you can go to their office and ask different questions. What kind of relationship have you had with y'all's professors as your years have gone along?
Oh, my professors are amazing. I love all of them. I literally had a professor who was the first teacher I had my freshman year here, and I haven't had her since until this semester. And I walked into class and she turns around and goes, "Kennedy, hi, how are you?" And I'm like, "Lady, I haven't seen you in 3 years. How do you still know who I am?" But I love all of my professors. They're all super, super cool. One of my teachers that I have now is actually my advisor. And so since we can get schedules set up soon, I literally texted him this morning and was like, "Yo fam, when we gonna do my schedule?" And he was just like, "Yo fam, whenever you're ready." So it's really, really cool. We hold our Halloween party for the computer science department at one of my professors' houses. So it's definitely really, really cool. You got a nice little one-on-one connection with your teachers. It's cool. I love it.
Well, I'm in a larger department, so that it's a lot of us business kids. So it's just even if I've had a repeat professor, just come look at me I vaguely remember you, but I haven't been able to develop that relationship with my advisor yet because I just found out who he was and I just took his class this semester. So yeah, it makes sense why he would be my advisor. I hadn't talked to Butina, so yeah, he's a little out there and I'm a little out there, so that's going to be an interesting meeting. But yeah, hopefully, you know, by this time next semester I can be like, well, I've developed this like relationship with my advisor. Like, he understands that I'm a little out there, we're a little out there, so it's going to be a little hectic, but we'll get it done. So.
I've always had like a really good relationship with my professors. One of them, she was my chemistry 1 and 2 professor. We're actually friends on Facebook, and she always posts like on my Facebook wall after the semester was over, like, it was such a pleasure having you in my class, like blah blah blah, like, can't wait to see you again. And like, she's still, she gave all of her students her cell phone number and like told them, you can text me if you have any questions about the homework. I mean, if you text me after 10 o'clock, I probably will be asleep, but I'll reply in the morning. I think that's amazing. Personally, like I said earlier, me being an education major, having a good relationship with my professors is important to me, because I feel like the most important thing in life is to have a relationship with your students. Be able to make them feel like, okay, if you're struggling in a class, like, you can come and talk to me. And every single professor that I've had at MSU, I have felt that way. They genuinely care about you, and they want you to succeed. They don't, people feel like, oh, the professor, he wants me to fail, but like, no, like, every professor here wants you to succeed in life, because if you were successful in life, and that makes them feel like they were successful in teaching you. And that's the professors here at MSU, that's what they care about.
Definitely. My roommate, one of her professors actually just had a baby, and she went to the hospital to go see her. So, if that's not a relationship with professors, I don't know what it is.
Stuff like that happens all the time with them trying to build relationships out of the classroom as well. I know one of the theater professors, she teaches a yoga and a dance class at the Wellness Center. And she always invites her students, like, hey, come. They wake up at 6 a.m. to go to her dance class in the morning.
That's too early.
If you sacrifice waking up 6 a.m. to go with your professor to a dance class, that's fantastic.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Kind of tying back into the professors as well, this is, I would imagine, kind of an easy question, but have you been challenged in your coursework? And how, why?
Challenge? Very much so. So my major, composite science, not a lot of people really know about it. But basically when I graduate, I'll be able to teach any science 7 through 12. So that's me being able to know like all of the sciences. And so I've had to write numerous lab reports that challenge me every single day from professors, because every single professor likes their lab reports done differently. And so, like, if you don't know that, it's really challenging and it's frustrating, because you don't realize that until you get a grade back and you're like, oh, I thought I did it right. Like my other professor, I got this grade, and they're like, oh, okay, blah blah blah. But I think it's awesome. Like, I like to be challenged, because I feel like it makes me a better student at the end of the day. If you're not being challenged, and they're expecting you to, not do as well.
Well, that question to me is just kind of like we're in college. But my biggest challenge so far, financial accounting.
Oh
So,
gosh.
yeah, I had to take that twice. It's just one of those classes there's no way to be prepared for it. Just kind of get thrown into. Like, some people really excel in it. I wasn't one of those people. The first time I was just like, okay, I thought I started off well, didn't end off too well. And so then I ended up taking it the next semester, and I did a whole lot better. But also I had to take it twice, so it's just like, oh my gosh. But yeah, so definitely there are challenges. Even if it's in a major that you absolutely love, there will be classes you just won't be prepared for it.
Definitely. My entire major, just generally in its entirety, is a challenge, because yes, I like coding stuff, programming stuff is fun, but like, it's stressful on its own, because you will have 300 lines of code and it all won't work because you forgot a semicolon on line 17. So it's definitely challenging to stay calm and like not be the person that I am, where 10 minutes in, if I don't know what I'm doing, I just close it and give up and watch Netflix. So it's a challenge to sort of like push through and like force myself to keep going and not be afraid to ask people for help, because I'm the kind of person who doesn't really like to ask for help. I'd rather either figure it out or just never do it. So it's definitely a challenge to sort of step out of that comfort zone and actually ask for help when I know I need it, so.
And quick message from the moderator about that particular one. You can kind of chime in on this too, because I may be wrong since I'm only a sophomore, but obviously the curriculum is hard because it is preparing you for the rest of your life, but I don't know if I would personally, like the curriculum is hard, but college isn't too hard if you time manage correctly.
Oh, never.
That is
Definitely.
probably the biggest part of succeeding in college, is being good at time management.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
If you don't manage your time, then you're just gonna be running around like a chicken without a head, freaking out, going, I don't have enough time for stuff, but I guarantee you did. You chose to spend 6 hours watching Netflix instead of doing homework that you could have been doing, so.
Exactly.
Things can obviously be challenging, but they can become more challenging if you wait to put it off more.
Yeah.
And speaking of time management, what is there to do for fun in Wichita Falls that could possibly get in the way of your studies?
$5 movies.
Eat. There's a lot of places downtown apparently that I've never heard of. I just learned about them like over the summer at a retreat. I've only been to, the one I visited since then was Bricktown. I had never been to Bricktown, but definitely eating. There's a lot of places, for me at least, that's not in Plano. So yeah, food. I like food.
There's a place downtown called The Yard, and it is, I was in Wichita this summer doing summer classes, so I definitely got to experience The Yard a lot, and they have different food trucks that come, you know, at different times. And like, it's just, they have live music, and it's just a really good atmosphere, and Wichita Falls is totally redoing and revamping all of downtown, and it's just turning and it's looking so amazing. They have a farmer's market, which I love going to. They have tons of dog parks in Wichita Falls that, I mean, I love to go to with my dog. I mean, everything downtown and everything in which, I mean, it's so fun. I love it. I don't ever get bored here.
$5 movies. Every Tuesday, you can go to the movies, and it's discount Tuesday, so movies are $5, which means a movie came out Friday, and I'm gonna wait till Tuesday to go see it, so I'm gonna spend $5 and not $8, which means I'm gonna see 2 movies for the price of what I could have paid if I went Friday. Yes.
What theater is that at?
Cinemark. Yeah,
And if
every
you,
Tuesday.
if you go to AMC in the mall, it's $5 between 4:30 and 7:30 every day of the week.
Yeah, Cinemark.
I didn't know that.
Very nice.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my favorite day of the week.
Yeah.
What's today, Monday?
Yeah.
No, tomorrow.
I'm going tomorrow.
Well, thank you guys for joining us today. I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation we had. I hope it was helpful for you. Again, just thank you for joining us, and y'all have a nice day.